Welcome to part 8 of this series where I talk about a specific family branch of mine and tell you all about what I know about them and, just as importantly, what I don't know. And I let you know how I got to the conclusions that I did so that you can tell how each specific family research project requires different tactics and strategies in order to solve. Recently here on Genealogy is Fun, we hit over 200 subscribers. So I really want to thank all you folks for your continued support, and I'm going to keep on making great videos. If you want, you can follow me down below on Instagram, on Twitter, and I've got links right there in the description and also at the bottom of this video. Now, on the last one of these, I talked about my Lifshitz family from somewhere near Novhorod-Seversky in Ukraine. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about Mayor Lifshitz, so my second great-grandfather's wife. My second great-grandmother Yetta Saks, and talk about what I know about her family. I'm Yonah Paley and I believe genealogy is fun. Today we're going to be talking about my Saksonov line, probably from somewhere in the Mogilev province of either Belarus or Russia. According to Yetta's gravestone, it lists her father's Hebrew name as Avraham Mani. And sadly, this is actually a brick wall for me. I've not been able to learn anything further on the direct ancestral line. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been able to learn more about the family. Sometime back, a distant cousin of mine had sent me a book full of information about my Lifshitz, Saksonov, and Kushner lines. And I was able to take this information and do some more research on it. And I had mentioned that Yetta had a couple of siblings. The only one, though, that I was able to verify was an older brother of hers named Harry. Harry's gravestone also lists his father's name as Avram Mani, and his death certificate lists his mother as being Sophie Reberton or Sophie Robertson. And I want to take a quick moment to talk about Avram Mani's wife, whose name I think I know what it is. So you see, my great-grandmother was named Sadie Lifshin, and her gravestone lists a very peculiar Jewish name, which is Shashka. It's a name I've never really seen before, and it's really uncommon. That is, until I saw that Harry, the brother of Yetta Saks, had a daughter, a firstborn also named Sadie, and on her ship manifest, it lists her Jewish name as Shashka as well. So given the fact that both of them named their firstborn daughter Shashka, and the fact that we know that it was anglicized as Sophie, makes me highly suspect that Yetta's mother was named Shashka. I don't have any evidence of this, but it seems pretty likely given the fact that both of them named their firstborn daughter that, and that Sophie is a name that would probably be what you would transliterate something like that into when anglicizing it. Harry's declaration of intention lists his place of origin as Kursk, Russia, and this is something I saw a lot on my Lifshitz family as well, where they listed Kursk, Russia as their place of origin, but I strongly suspected that they actually weren't from there, that they had put just a big city in the area down because it was more easily recognizable. And I also suspect this with my Saks family, because when I turned to the ship manifest of Harry, who came under the name Aron Saksonov. So now we know that the original surname was not Saks, it was Saksonov. Well, the city listed on his manifest appears to be Zakharino, Russia. And when you take a look on JewishGen for the city of Zakharino, Zakharino is part of the former Mogilev province, many cities of which are in modern-day Belarus, and many which are in Russia. Some further research on JewishGen revealed that Saksonov doesn't seem to be a super common last name, And when I did a breakdown of all of the Saksonov families I could find on my handy Google Documents sheet, which I've actually talked about on a previous video, but I'll show you here again, what I like to do for every family that I don't know everything about, I create lists of families on a Google Docs sheet in order to group them into specific branches. And I use this in order to pick up on Jewish naming patterns, and also so that if I ever find an important bit of information, I've already got the rest of the family grouped. I can just take that info, stick it on my tree, and it saves me a lot of time and effort. And when I did this with my Saksonov line, it turns out that all of them seem to originate from this place called Miloslavichi in modern-day Belarus, which also was in the Mogilev province. Miloslavichi and Zakharino are roughly 200 kilometers away from each other. They aren't too distant. What I believe is that this family, my family, is almost certainly related to the other Saksonovs. They seem to have spread out quite a bit. Some went to Ukraine, some went to Belarus, some went to parts of Russia, but I do believe that they're all part of the same Saksonov line, and unfortunately there are still gaps in the records, but I'm hopeful that there are going to be more documents that pop up in the future. So there you have it. That was my Saksonov line, probably from the Mogilev province, either in modern-day Russia or Belarus, and that concludes this episode. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm looking forward to bringing you more videos about famous Jews, as well as tips and tricks that you can use in your own genealogy research. So thank you so much for watching, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.